If you're feeling stretched thin and you're wondering how some entrepreneurs manage to run multiple $1 million businesses without working 24/7, this video is for you. I used to be in the weeds every single day answering emails, getting interrupted, doing the fulfillment myself. That was until I mastered these 3 key strategies that allowed me to scale while working less. Now I'm able to run multiple 7-figure businesses in just 30 minutes per week. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you what to master first before you spread yourself way too thin. Number 2, how to actually remove yourself from the daily operations just one stage at a time. And then number 3, data-driven decision-making that I use to track business health in just 30 minutes per week. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Stacy Tuschel, and I've been a business owner for over 22 years, and my businesses now produce over $10 million in annual revenue. Number 1, master before you diversify. Most business owners make the mistake of jumping into way too many things at once, and they get caught up in shiny object syndrome. So starting new businesses before the first one is actually successful. This is a recipe for chaos. And you may not know this, but I actually own 3 children's dance music acting schools in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But I didn't go big right away. My second location wasn't actually created until 10 years after my first business was started. So instead of rushing, I focused on mastering one business before diversifying. I didn't create well-oiled operations, the business you see here, until I was completely out of my performing arts studios. In fact, I had already been removed for 18 months before I even considered another business. So many business owners want to create more when they don't have the first one dialed in. So say no to more locations, more products, more revenue streams, and dial in one thing at a time. And before you just make the assumption that you are out of the day-to-day operations, do a test before you make the next commitment. I see business owners lying to themselves saying, yeah, I'm not really involved. It runs without me. And if you watch them for 30 days, they would have constant interruptions and need to jump in to save the business. So yes, today you see me with 3 dance music and acting schools, and we had preschool pre-COVID, but those things were years apart. We started with just dance for years, and then we added just music for years, and then we added, you see what I'm saying? So make sure you test before expanding permanently. I actually rented for 3 years before I committed to a permanent location. So don't just go from 0 to 60. How can you dip your toes and just see if expanding is really as great of an idea as you think it is? Can you rent instead of buying? Can you do a pop-up for a short term versus gambling on 1 to 3 years? You need to build strong, repeatable systems so the business can actually run without you. Ask yourself, if you stepped away right now for 30 days, what would go wrong? What about a year? Because this new opportunity will cost you, and you won't be as available when you start something new. When you master one business first, then you create a blueprint that makes growing another one so much easier. Number 2, let others shine. One of the most critical yet difficult shifts for business owners is letting go of control and empowering other people. Many business owners believe that their business thrives because of their involvement in every decision. But in reality, a business that depends on you is a business that owns you. So to truly scale and create sustainability, you've got to shift from being the central figure to building a team that takes ownership. Here's how we do that. We build a team that doesn't depend on you for every single decision. So if every question, problem, or approval needs you, you're the bottleneck. Instead, we want to hire leaders and not just employees, people who take initiative and feel confident solving problems. We want to clearly define roles and responsibilities so everybody knows who is accountable for what. You'll also need to establish a decision-making hierarchy so that team members have the authority to act without waiting for you. If your team is always waiting for you to approve pricing changes, create a pricing approval process or guidelines so they can confidently make those decisions within set parameters. Number 2, create systems and processes that allow others to take the lead. So when systems are in place, people can follow structured workflows without needing your input. So focus on those SOPs, standard operating procedures for recurring tasks. Create automated reporting dashboards so the team can access key data without needing to ask you. And then set up team meeting cadences to keep communication flowing and have accountability. So instead of being the only one who monitors finances, implement a weekly financial review process where a team member presents those key numbers before you even need to ask. And next, develop trust by training and empowering the right people. Many business owners hesitate to delegate because they don't fully trust their team. But trust isn't automatic. It's built through consistent training and empowerment. So invest in leadership development for key team members. Use incremental delegation. Start by handing off small decisions that if they mess up, it's not as big of a deal, and build from there. And then recognize wins publicly because you want to reinforce their confidence and independence so they feel comfortable doing this without you. If you're hesitant to let a team member lead client meetings, start by having them co-lead while you observe. Then gradually step back until they can handle it independently. Number 4, remove ego and step away. A business designed to function without you is a well-oiled operation. The goal is not for you to be needed, but to create something that thrives without your presence. So accept that your team may do things differently, and that's okay. Shift from being the operator to being the innovator, focusing on big picture growth instead of in the weeds in the day-to-day. And celebrate when your team shines without you. This is a sign of true success. You win when your team wins. The biggest mindset shift: your success isn't about how much you do, it's about how well your team performs without you. If your business can grow without your constant involvement, you've created something scalable, profitable, and sustainable. And that result is going to get you more time, more profit, more freedom. And this is the exact type of thing we help business owners with. If you want to find out how well-oiled can help you streamline and scale, you can book a free 60-minute strategy call at bookwoocall.com. And the last big point I want to make is data-driven decision making. So when you step back from the daily operations, the key to staying in control without micromanaging is having the data-driven decision making. The goal is to get a clear picture of your business in just 30 minutes per week, not spending hours sifting through unnecessary details and metrics and KPIs. So here's what you should do. Number 1, non-negotiable is a profit and loss statement, a P&L. Your business health check. Your P&L statement is like a financial scorecard that tells you if your business is trending up or down. Rather than getting lost in every expense, just focus on what was your revenue, what were your expenses, are we growing, stable, shrinking, what were your profit margins, is your profitability staying healthy, take a peek at cash flow. Do we have enough liquidity to sustain growth? Do we have cash reserves? Now, instead of reviewing your P&L in isolation, compare it to last month and last year. This is going to help you spot trends and adjust your strategy before problems arise. So what I mean by that is when you look at how much you made and how much you kept, it might not mean a whole lot to you. But when you see this is what we did this month, but compared to last month, here's what's happened, you might go, oh, wow. Why are we down? Why are we up, right? Or you might have a seasonal business where September really has nothing to compare in August. They're very different months. But you might want to say, okay, this September we brought in X. What did we bring in last September? And that data might really help you. You'll want to make sure you have critical KPIs, key performance indicators. And these are just the numbers that matter the most. Not all numbers are created equal, and your time is really valuable, so we only need to focus on 1 or 2 key performance indicators per department that actually impacts the profitability. Here are some department examples. So maybe in marketing, you are tracking cost per lead and the lead to sale conversion rate. In sales, it might be new customers acquired this week and revenue per sales rep. In operations, you might be looking at the customer retention rate or fulfillment speed. Maybe in finance, profit margins or accounts receivable aging. And the biggest pro tip I can give you is get a dashboard. Use Google Sheets, Monday, Notion, whatever you want, where the team updates these numbers weekly so you can just go in there and track at a glance. From there, we want to do team check-ins and get fast and effective updates. Instead of long, unnecessary meetings, use structured check-ins that actually focus on progress on those KPIs. Are we on track? If the answer is yes, you know you're in good shape. If the answer is no, you might have to jump back in that business and really help them. Look for bottlenecks. What roadblocks need attention? And then always end with the action plan. What are next steps? You'll want to find out your meeting cadence. Now, if we're talking specifically about how to run a multi-million-dollar business in just 30 minutes a week, let me break down what that would actually look like. Weekly 10-minute department check-ins, Slack, email, quick call. Monthly 30-minute leadership report review, and quarterly 60-minute deep dive into company strategy. For my business specifically, I've been out of the day-to-day for 12 years. We have a full leadership team in place. So me personally, what I do is every other Tuesday, I've got about a 1-hour time slot marked on my calendar. Now, I travel quite a bit. So if I am out of town for one of those 2 meetings, we do not make up that meeting. So in some months, I'm only working on that business 1 hour a month total, 15 minutes a week, basically, right? And at the most, it's about 2 hours per month. But again, I've been out of the day-to-day operations for over 12 years. There are leaders in place. In fact, my general manager really behaves as the CEO of that company, and I am more like an investor of that company. And I consult them just because it's still my business, and I want to make sure when I look at those KPIs, I am not getting surprised where all of a sudden the business has been doing this and I didn't know. So I'm still involved to make sure that we are seeing this. Couple pro tips. Use a standard update form like, what are your wins? What are your challenges? What are next steps? The ultimate goal is high visibility, low involvement. And this system allows you to actually see the problems before they become emergencies. So ensure your business is scaling in the right direction and keep your team accountable without getting dragged into the day-to-day operations. You might attempt to start backing away and you may realize your business isn't as well oiled as you think. So don't back out too quickly. Make sure you've got a well-oiled system before you ever consider leaving. By focusing on these 3 main pillars, mastering before you diversify, letting others shine, and using data-driven decision-making, you can confidently run multiple million-dollar-plus businesses in just 30 minutes per week. And if you want our help while oiling your business, you can book a free 60-minute strategy call at bookwoocall.com.